divorce, I would like just to throw some light on Hindu law of divorce and Muslim law of divorce. And if time permits, I will also go to Special Marriage Act and Christian Marriage Act. And my time is another 40 minutes, sir? 50 minutes? Okay, sir. So now, you all know, these are the two important popular concepts we know. Marriage. Everybody knows what is marriage. We have witnessed so many marriages and we have heard about so many divorces. So marriage is a starting point for creation of a family. If you say family is a replica of the society, society is a replica of a nation, and then vice versa, a good family structure, a healthy family structure builds up a healthy nation. So this concept of family where a husband and wife, they start their journey, and in order to continue the family line by way of procreation of children, marriage is the starting point. And how we will view marriage, there the opinions differ. The marriage, whether marriage is a sacred union, sacred bond, whether you want to attach sanctity to the marriage, and marriage is a sanskar. Sanskar means an act by performance of which this marriage is going to be socially and legally acceptable. The union of man and woman must be legally accepted if it is preceded with a sanskar. Okay, so marriage is a sacred union for some. Marriage is nothing but an agreement. It is a contract between a man and a woman. But now we have to change this concept. Marriage is not only between man and woman. Marriage can also be, there is a claim by LGBT communities that same-sex marriages also should be there. So the sanctity of marriage is being diluted. That means here the sanctity is not given that much of priority in such cases, but the social changing social needs, and they are accommodating this LGBT community because their right to sexual orientation is one of the fundamental rights that has been guaranteed under the Constitution. Okay, so here you will see there are two things, legal protection on one hand and social acceptability on the other hand. Social acceptability and legal protection both are given to a marriage, whether it is a Hindu marriage or a Muslim marriage or a Christian marriage, marriage under Special Marriage Act. Socially acceptable, and it is also legally protected. Legal protection not only for the husband and the wife in case of crisis, legal protection even for the children born in this marriage. Legitimacy conferred on the children. So this is also one view that is one aspect that I wanted to see. So here, now coming to this point, whether it is a sanctity or sacred union or whether it is an agreement or contract, anything. So now, what is the divorce? What are the matrimonial remedies? If at the time of marriage, at the entering time of marriage, nobody will think that, nobody will presume that this marriage is going to be a short union. Everybody thinks that this must be a permanent union. This must be an eternal union. The idea of breaking up between these two parties will not come in the mindset at the time of entering into the marriage. So that is why we call that marriage is an eternal union in the beginning, at the beginning. But unfortunately, certain marriages, they end up in landing into court, either for declaration of nullity or for judicial separation or for divorce. And there are many way out from this marriage. So this concept of divorce, exit from the marriage, that has been coined only from 1955, and prior to that the divorce was, we can say, legally unknown concept. So if the parties, that is the marital turbulences can be of many types depending on the degree. Okay, the turbulences will be very soft and smooth, and for second then momentary, and then it will be all right. So that is also a marital turbulences. Marital turbulences will be so heavy that the ship or the plane of the marriage, that is the marriage, it will cannot be balanced. So in these extreme cases, the matrimonial remedies are provided, and these matrimonial remedies, we can say that the first one is RCR, and I will just I am not so well versed in technology. Okay. Yes. The divorce is one important, because that is the topic I would like to focus on this point, divorce. And divorce is nothing but permanent dissolution of marriage, and it is having serious repercussions on the parties as well as the children. More than the parties, the children are worst affected in the case of divorce. And it is an extreme and irreversible step. Once a marriage is broken to that extreme step of divorce, they cannot reunite unless they want to remarry. So the remarriage is the only solution. If they regret for their step and if they want to reunite, then without marriage that will be an illegal union. So that is the extreme irreversible step. And then legal cessation of matrimonial bond. The law says that you are no more husband and wife. There is no bondage between these two. All these previous bondages, they are coming to an end. And then there is no more spousal relationship, and the parties go back to their original unmarried status. They are free to remarry anybody, or they can also live like that only till their death. And free to start new life, and no more mutual matrimonial rights and obligations, except one obligation and right, that is concerned about maintenance. Okay. So studies on long-lasting effects on physical and mental health, it shows that the children are worst affected. And you see, these small figures, images, they show how the children are wrecked, and in between, they are sandwiched in between the parents. And they don't understand what is happening at home. They don't know where their future is. And so this is the thing that impacts the children. And even the parties, they have a strong impact on them. And they have to undergo emotional turbulences, even pre-divorce and post-divorce. And the feeling of rejection, that my husband has rejected me or my wife has rejected me. That feeling of rejection and loss of self-esteem and anxiety and depression, long-term health issues, and generally males, they go in for addiction to drugs, and in order to forget their mental agony. Okay. And greater impact on children. And I just want you to be alive to the session. What is the impact of children? What is the impact on children? They worship their parents, isn't it? They worship their parents. Father is their hero and mother is their heroine. They will not accept anybody else as the hero and heroine. So when there is a break between these, and they are already, that is, quarreling, shouting at home, what is the impact? How the children will be affected? It is a common thing, common sense, isn't it? There is no law to explain what is the mental agony of the children that will undergo. How the children face this situation? Please. How the children face this situation? Whether they will be happy? Whether they will be unhappy? Whether it will have adverse impact on their health, physical health or mental health? Whether they can face their peer? Whether they can face their friends comfortably? Growing up with divorced parents, it is the most difficult struggle that the children face. And emotional disturbances, and they don't know the new living arrangements, where they will go, whether they will be sent with mother or they will be sent with a father, or whether they will not be able to see mother or father in their lifetime, and scary. And moreover, there is a fear of step parents. If my mother after the divorce, if marries some other man,